Well, humanity, it's been nice knowing you. I talked about this a few months back on a video of the notion of virtual reality. But I don't know if you've seen this video yet. I just posted it on my Facebook this morning. Let's see if I can get it to come up here. So it was a weird, like, little pyramid kind of. I'm not into all that crazy conspiracy theory, but what the hell was that? I'll have to go back in this video and look at that and pause it. But this is the infinite office for Oculus, right, that we're looking at now. And you see a lady with their helmet on, VR, going anywhere with her office. And, you know, hand gestures now being recognized without even the gloves. I didn't know that they were doing that in this version. But plugged in. I mean, how many people do you know right now that they get in to their phone and you know, they're kind of like hypnotized by their phone? When people start strapping on this helmet, like you gotta to get them back into reality. Man, I just don't know, like, because right now, if you look at this, it's this cumbersome helmet, and it's like, yeah, they tried to make her look hip, and they've made the helmet white so that it's like Apple-y and it's Apple-ish, and you know, so everybody will accept it as not being crazy because it's, you know, it's the white, it's not threatening, which again is kind of odd. There, oh, there it is, yeah, Facebook Reality Labs. First of all, it's called Facebook. Let me turn this thing off. We already saw it. It's called Facebook Reality. Dude, come on. We are already like living in Facebook reality. Like, we are already hacked by social media. I've said this before. I don't care what you think about Donald Trump or elections being hacked. Again, we don't talk about the issue. If the Russians hacked the election, they never hacked like ballot boxes. They hacked people's emotions. And if that's the case, then we were hacked, not the damn elections. And if you can be hacked in any shape or form, it's all new terminology for what is really just propaganda, age-old propaganda. And so Facebook reality, like, if you look at the notion of these things called deep fakes, if you're not familiar with deep fakes, you should be. But it's basically a way where they're just using technology to do things like you see in augmented reality, which is AR, the you know, the stuff that you see in Snapchat filters and stuff. It turns you into a baby or whatever else. Well, they're, you know, mapping faces onto or controlling basically Sylvester Stallone being controlled and mapped over with just technology. So it looks like it's Sylvester Stallone saying things. Well, if you can map Sylvester Stallone's vocal intonation, I mean, and get a database of that, it's not, none of this stuff is far off to where basically you could have Sylvester Stallone saying anything in the world you want him to say. Now, what is real? What is real? I've asked this, I will ask this to any person who is a Donald Trump supporter. Again, not attacking it or anything, but like, if you support Donald Trump right now, if they did a deep fake of Donald Trump that was spot on, that you couldn't even tell it was a deep fake, which is coming, what could they have Donald Trump say that you really wouldn't think that he said? Like, that's the thing to me. It's like Donald Trump says some of the most outrageous things, and people who support him know that and believe that. So we can at least agree on that. Is there anything that they could have Donald Trump say that you wouldn't believe? Notwithstanding, that's getting into some politics of this. The reality is, well, I guess we don't know what the reality is. It's all going to be virtual soon. But the helmet, back to the helmet. You see this crazy helmet, and it's white, so it's not threatening. It's Apple looking. But still, there are people like, that's goofy. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, but you know what a cell phone used to look like? It was this big. It was like this big. Cell phone, hello, and a fucking antenna that went to the sky. You had to wear a backpack to talk on it. That's what a cell phone looked like. You know how long it took for it to get to, flip phone status? Maybe, I don't know, 10 years or something? But that's not how technology is on. It's the singularity. Everything is moving up fast, rapidly. Those helmets are going to be contact lenses before we know it. I'm telling you, there'll be contact lenses. And when you put those contact lenses in and you couple that with something like deep fakes, how are we going to know what's real and what's not unless we take out our contact lenses? And then how many people are going to take them out? I don't know. Facebook reality. Just that they call it that, and the audacity. And then, it was a triangle pyramid looking thing. I don't know. They may have done that on purpose just to get the conspiracy nuts going. But there's no conspiracy about the reality or the notion that, because I can't even use the word reality anymore. There's no conspiracy about the notion that we are hacked daily emotionally by a virtual reality that is Facebook. That's now. That's without the layer. But when you, again, I've got a virtual reality, an Oculus Rift. And again, the only way you can get an Oculus and beyond the Oculus, which is what this product is if you have a Facebook account, So I've got an Oculus and I've got a Facebook account. I'm posting this on my Facebook account. I'm not saying that it's all gloom and doom, but there's some very real threats that we need to kind of try and be cognizant of as we are losing our humanity already through this technology, through our cell phones, through we can't have discussions, the obsession. Look at the movie, the documentary, The Social Dilemma. It spells out so much of this. Now add in virtual reality to The Social Dilemma, and we're on a rocket ship of craziness. I'm telling you right now. So anyway, we've already got this virtual reality that is the internet that's overlaid our reality, that's hacking our emotions. It's getting us in fights with family and loved ones, whatever else. Now, add on this layer, the visual. The brain cannot necessarily determine, you can trigger a fight or flight response, okay, with these visual cues, because especially as they get more and more realistic, that it triggers all of that stuff. And so if that's happening, we're just not going to be able to tell the difference. How are you going to be able to tell the difference? How are you going to know if Wolf Blitzer really said what he said and what Donald Trump really said, and that they didn't make up the entire interview? How are you going to know that when you look outside that the sky is really blue still? How are you going to know? I mean, with this virtual reality, with the Oculus, there's it's called a Dream Deck, and it has these 4 little demos that it runs through. And the last one is a T-Rex. And as I'm going through it, I'm like, it's cool. I know, I'm telling my brain, that this is this. I'm not afraid in any shape or form because you're cognizant that you're in this helmet. But at the same time, I'm telling my brain, don't do anything. Just look at it. Just look at it. Well, when this thing gets close and it does, in case you see it, so I don't want to ruin it, but when it does what it does, it sent a chill and it sent it down my spine. It was nothing I could do to combat the visceral feeling. Even though the entire time I was telling myself, no biggie. My brain, the primal part, the lizard part, the T-Rex part of my brain is still triggered. It still goes. And that's going to happen. And people take advantage. And I don't. Right now that we're so buried in our phones, I become afraid of us ever unplugging from our, And I'm a huge video game person. That's why I've been wanting to play and see virtual reality come to fruition for a long time, since I was a kid, since Lawnmower Man acted like it was going to be as cool as it is. But look at what happens in Lawnmower Man. You know, look at the Matrix. You know, unplugging from the Matrix. It's like we're going into the Matrix right now, even more. So there's layers of reality as it is, and us adding an extra one that we might not ever come out of is, I guess there's some promise in it, but it's definitely a frontier that is yet to be explored. So get your helmets, get your contact lenses, and say goodbye to reality. That's my piece. Peace.